Well, hello everyone at the Be Awesome Network. I am so excited about this conversation. Olu, how are you doing today?
I am doing well. It's the Friday of a long weekend, so I'm sure everybody is doing really well. Very happy.
Yes, exactly. That is so right. And we are going to talk about self-care, so it's perfect.
Yes.
Well, why don't you introduce yourself? Let us know where in the world are you coming to us from and what have you been up to lately? Then we'll kind of get into your story.
Sure. My name is Muili. I am in Whitby, Ontario, which a lot of people may not know. So I'll just say the greater Toronto area, um, Canada, of course. Former senior corporate law clerk, what those in the US know as a paralegal. Did that for oh boy, 25 plus years. And now, recently, the last year, transitioned to a certified motivational life coach and keynote speaker of my own women's conference.
Sorry, I was on mute because I was listening. So that's a lot. So, keynote speaker, certified motivational life coach. And so that must keep you pretty busy.
Starting your own business, becoming an entrepreneur, going from, the standard 9 to 5, Monday to Friday, to again starting your own business. Yes, it keeps you busy, especially the early stages, which I'm at now. It's the early stages for me. I've just been doing this for I think just about a year. I had my first conference this year, April of this year, and now am planning the next one next April, April 2025. So, yes, it keeps you busy. You're forever taking notes. You're forever coming up with new topics for discussion, coming up with strategies for coaching, being mentored yourself by coaches. So, yes, yeah, it keeps you quite busy.
So I'm guessing that you're enjoying the freedom of this new life as opposed to being in a 9 to 5 and
Very, very true. I know people that are watching right now that know me and have heard me speak are probably tired of hearing me say this, but I'm the happiest I've ever been. The freedom that comes from letting go of the rope and just doing um, what God showed you to do. It really sounds cliche, I understand, but it really is that simple for me. He showed me who I was. He showed me my purpose, and I just followed, and it's been so rewarding. You can't look at the monetary aspect of it right away, because anybody that knows when you're starting a business and going out on your own, that's the last thing that that follows. You know, there's a lot of planning, a lot of strategizing, and just a lot of getting your feet wet, and then that will come. So I'm not worried about that part of it. I'm just really happy that I can be used as a vessel to speak to people, and I can affect change, and I can motivate, and I can encourage, and I can inspire, and I can uplift, and I can support. And that is so amazing to me. And I love every bit of it.
it's amazing. So how long have you been doing this?
So it started it started with a conversation that I had with God. Me and my rejuvenation sisters, we travel every year. We find a place to go, and we just really want to be together and rejuvenate, refresh, recharge, fellowship. And it was on that trip we went to the Dominican Republic in May of last year. And before going on the trip, I said to God, I'm going to find some quiet time to have a conversation with you, because I don't know what my life looks like right now. I'm on stress leave. I don't see myself going back to work, not only to the law firm setting, I just don't see myself going back to a 9 to 5, period. But I got bills to pay. That's not realistic. So what can I do? I need to hear from you. I need to know what to do. And it was then that all this was born. You're a life coach. People love talking to you. They come to you with their problems, because you're fair, because you listen. Um, and so I said, okay, that sounds good. It was when he said become a have a women's conference, where I went, okay, I don't know about that part. The life coach part, yeah, that sounds right. I can do that. That sounds I yeah, that one didn't sit very well with me at first. I just couldn't see myself.
Yeah.
speaking in front of a crowd of women. I just never saw that.
Yeah. Yeah. But you did it, right? And how
I,
did it
I did
go?
it. I did it. It was amazing. Well, first and foremost, it was intimate. It was designed to be very small for the first one. I wanted to look out and see each woman that was there. So it was 50 people in a very small venue so I can see everybody. And the energy in the room, the way each of those women received it, I had two guest speakers. So it was myself as a keynote speaker, two guest speakers. So there was three of us. We never compared notes. We all made our own notes. We all made our own PowerPoint slides, and you would never know it based on how the presentations went. We, as the speakers, were blown away. We're like, wait a second. No one's ever going to believe us when we say we didn't sit down in a boardroom and put this together. I am again a motivational coach. My other guest speaker is a faith-based fulfillment and discovery coach, and the third one was a career development coach. So three different platforms, and our presentations just flowed one after another. It was incredible.
Yeah. Isn't that
It was awesome.
interesting?
Yeah,
That's kind of, I feel like that's when you know that you're doing the right thing.
confirmation, absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and you said something that I wanted to remember. Rejuvenation Sisters. What is this? Please tell.
So it's a group of girls. There's six of us. Our friendships go back. We have to sit down and figure this out. But the first connection, the first two people in this group of six, goes back over 40 years. That's when this connection started. So we started in 2022 of just finding some time in the year to go away. Out of the six of us, four are married, two are not. All of us have kids. Four of us have one child. Two of them have three kids each. And just telling you that alone, you can imagine how busy our lives are. And all of us are working. So married, working, children. For me, my mother lives with me. She's not well, so I'm her primary caregiver, and all of that entails. So life gets crazy. And so a couple of them are grandmothers. So life gets crazy. And so every year, once a year, we just go away to rejuvenate. And we put money aside in an account every week. We call it the Rejuvenation Trip Savings Account. And whatever we have when it's time for us to travel, we go, okay, we have X amount of money. Okay, where are we going to go for this amount of money? And we go there.
That's brilliant. That
Yeah,
is brilliant. I love
yeah,
that. I love that. That's so great for
yeah,
you. And I think that's an amazing idea for anyone else listening
yeah,
to start something like that. And I love that you just put money aside and then
yeah.
you all decide collectively where can we go,
Where
right?
can we go? Yeah. And the great thing about us too is it's all in. And so if we say we're going here, then we're all going here. There's no arguing, there's no fussing. It's we're all going there. We went the first year we went to a cottage here in Ontario, and we hired a private chef that came out and cooked for us. That was fantastic. And then we decided right then and there on the last night of that cottage to go to Punta Cana the year after. So we did that last year. This year we ended up in Costa Rica, and we're thinking our next trip will probably be a cruise. So it might have to be the earlier part of 2026 as we put more money into our rejuvenation savings account. So
Yeah.
it's
That's
and that's is one of the factors of self-care. It's one of the things I speak about. It's my passion. Taking care of yourself, not allowing, not waiting for someone else to take care of you. And this is part of it. This is part of what self-care looks like. Knowing that we need a break. We can't do it all. We can't be everything to everybody. So this is part of it. I mean, I was actually today, part of what my day was today was putting together a YouTube episode. I'm sure it's going to be a two-parter, introducing the Rejuvenation Sisters, because people hear me reference them a lot. So I'm really looking forward to having all six of us sit down and just draw the connection: who met who first and when, and how did this six sum come to be.
it's like six tuplets, six
Right now, whatever, just the whole group of us. How did this come? We talk about it all the time and laugh about it, how it came to be. Some of the stories are just really funny, how some of us connected and had no idea that that person knew that person also. You'll love it when we do it. Looking forward to
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. We'll have to, you have a YouTube channel, I guess.
I do. My YouTube channel was we were supposed to do a YouTube live last night, but technology. So I'll just leave that there. So we pivoted really quick into a Facebook Live, but the my first three Facebook Lives that I did after the conference, so that would have been May, June, and July, has been ported on to YouTube, so they're there now and you can see them. And then last night's Facebook Live will be on there probably by Monday. It'll be on there, so everybody can go and see the lives that we've done up to date. And then by the time it's time for my next one, it should be a YouTube Live at that point.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Well, you are just delving into all kinds of new areas in life, and it sounds like having a blast doing it.
Yes. It's this is an old saying that I've heard so much, but it's such a very true statement. If you do what you love, you'll never have to work a day in your life. So I don't feel like I'm working. I just feel like I'm being me, right? I'm just
Wow.
feeling like I'm being the best version of myself. And I would love that for everybody. I okay, I know. I have to be really careful when I say that because I would never coach anybody to do what I'm doing and take this path. It's very difficult. I mean, I know I glazed over the financial part of it, but there's a period, and I'm in that period now, where financially you're stalled. Like you're really stalled. The bills don't stop coming in. The mortgage payment is due every month, or in my case, twice a month, and the car payments and the insurance, and the list goes on and on. That doesn't stop. That never gets stalled. But your income does. It's quite different than working a 9 to 5 and knowing every other Friday or every other Thursday you're getting paid no matter what. As a salaried employee, if I was off sick for a day or a week or a month, I'm still getting paid. This is very different, so I wouldn't recommend it to anybody. What I would recommend is to follow your heart. And if you are like me, a God fearing woman and a believer, follow the direction that God has laid out for you. I'm not the only person that God gives directions to. The difference between me and somebody else could simply be I listened and followed. And some may not. And I don't always listen to everything. This one really hit me, and I think it just made sense. And it was aligned with who in my inner core I knew myself to be. So it was very easy, except for the women's conference part, to run with it. That took a while for me to digest. I'm not going to lie. But at my conference, a lady walked up to me on our first break at the conference, and she had her phone in her hand, and she was scrolling up and down, and she was showing me all these notes. And I'm like, oh, okay. And she's like, this is what God downloaded on me. This is what he told me to do. He told me to have a conference. He gave me the title. He told me what scriptures to reference. He told me the songs. And her phone looked very much like my phone when I was planning my conference because all my notes were in my phone. If I was driving and something came to me, I would hit speaker and just start talking. So my phone looked like hers. And I went, oh, wow, he did the same thing for you. She's like, yeah. I'm like, so what did you do with it? And she said, nothing. She's like, I'm sitting here listening to you, and you're telling my story, and you're doing what you were told to do. And I'm sitting here with my phone full of notes.
Yeah, I think we're all guilty of that. I've
Yeah.
definitely got some things that I have sat on for a while.
Hmm.
And yeah, then it takes someone just prodding you and reintroducing the idea for you to take action. So yeah, I'm glad that hopefully you were able to inspire her to take action.
I hope so. The comments from the conference came in quick and they came in furious. Like I was still at the conference, I was still at the venue when the comments were coming in about you've prompted me to take action. I've been thinking about doing this for so long, and I've tabled this, and I started doing this, but I stopped. Uh, I'm going to go back and I'm going to pull it up and I'm going to dust it off. I'm going to restart it. I can. I hope I can encourage at least one person to do that. It's just a matter of having faith and belief that you can do it. It's scary. I'm not going to sugarcoat it and say, oh, it's an easy breeze. Go ahead, go do it. No, it's scary. But I rather be scared doing this than the fear that comes from not doing anything at all or not taking that chance or not taking that risk.
Right, right. And you had quite a while to work in the, in the corporate world,
Yes.
and you had that experience now. And was it when was the turning point when you decided, you said you took a stress leave, so
Yeah.
let's talk a little bit about that.
Um, you don't know how not taking care of yourself affects you until it affects you, especially with women. We wear a lot of hats. Mothers, wives, daughters, sisters, neighbors, friends, the list just goes on and on. And if you're like me, I'm the happiest when the people that I love are happy. And a lot of the times that came at my own expense. Like, it's, my sister's birthday. Oh, we got to do this. Where are we going? What are we doing? And then my birthday comes and I'm like, oh, don't worry about it. Oh, I forgot your birthday. It's okay. It's just another day. Which I mean it when I say it, but you just don't realize how running around making sure everybody else is okay. And I mean everybody. That goes to employers and family members and your friends. And it comes at a cost, especially when you're completely ignoring yourself. And that came all tumbling down on me that last week of July 2022. And it's scary when you're going through it because you don't feel like yourself. You're like, I can do this. Of course I can do this. No, I don't have to go on sick leave. I can go to work on Monday. I'm just going to take a couple days, catch my breath, and I'll be fine. The problem with that is that's exactly what got you to where you are. Convincing yourself over and over and over again that you're fine, that you'll be fine, that you're okay. I remember calling my office and speaking to my HR manager and letting her know I've gone to my doctors. First of all, I had to take the entire day to stop crying. That was the first thing. I cried the entire way to the doctor's office, sat in the parking lot, cried, cried, cried. I didn't want to go in there weeping because, I'm a strong woman, right? And so I sat there and I cleaned myself up and I walked in and they check you in and you sit in the doctor's office and you're fine. You've got it together. And then the doctor said, so what brings you in? Well, it just started all over again. She goes, I'm going
Oh
to leave you
yeah.
here for a few minutes. I'll come back, she said. And then I had to come home and call work and tell them I'm going to be off. I don't know for how long. And so I happened to have an HR manager at the time that had dealt with this a lot from different employees. And she said to me, now, mind you, I had said to myself, I'm going to call in. I know that my doctor's office said 2 weeks because my actual doctor was on vacation. So a doctor filled in for her and said, I can't do anything more than 2 weeks. I have to do 2 weeks at a time until your doctor gets back. I'm thinking in my head, I'm not going to need 2 weeks. I'm going to take a couple of days. On the weekend, I'll go into my work computer, I'll clear up some emails, and I'll get myself ready to come. Crazy. I'll get myself ready to come back. And I called into work, and the plan was to rest of the rest of that day. And it was a Thursday, rest the Friday. On the weekend, I was going to go and clear up my emails, organize my workload. Okay, this is what I should do next, and what have you. And so I call her, and she says, I've heard this before. This is not my first rodeo. You take as much time as you need. Do not come back earlier than necessary. I've seen it too many times where people come back early. A lot of the times they come back early because of finances. You don't get the same salary when you're on sick leave. It's a reduced salary, and people can't afford that. So they come back only to be off again a couple of months later and for longer. So please take as much time that you need. Make sure that you're healed. And I'm going, okay, okay, okay. And I know what I'm saying in my head. So I'm just saying, okay, okay. And then she says this, which completely knocked my idea out of the water. She says, and I'm turning off your computer. And I went, wait. What do you mean? And she says, oh, yeah, you're not going to have access. I'm like, wait. No, she goes, I know you. You probably planned on coming back in. I'm like, well, does not make sense. And she's like, no, that completely defeats the purpose, Olu. And I had to literally beg her to keep my computer on until Mondays. Let me just go in there and clear. I'm a senior corporate law clerk. I'm already under stress about not taking care of myself. Now I feel like I'm letting my employer down. I'm leaving them holding the bag. I've got files that I haven't touched that I should have touched. And now it's worse. Now I feel even worse. And she says, no, I'm turning you off. And so I begged her. And she said, fine, Sunday night at midnight, you're going to be cut off. And I worked feverishly until then. And then I forgot one thing and I went in, I don't know what time it was, early Monday morning, and I was blocked. That was it.
Wow. Well, what an amazing blessing to have someone taking care of you when you didn't know
Yes.
how to take care of yourself.
Yeah. And see the contrast there of me fighting her. That's the sickness of not taking care of yourself. She's saying, like, I don't care. And you're saying, okay, okay, but. And she's like, no. And she was right. She was right.
Yeah. So how long were you off? And I guess you never went back.
Mm-hmm. I never went back. I never, being a law clerk, I loved it when I started doing it 20 something years ago. Really loved it. I thought I was really good at it, really enjoyed it. And then it just became, it's a stressful job. It's hurry up and hurry up and hurry up and hurry up and hurry up. I need this, I need this, I need this, I need this. And it's coming from you, it's coming from different directions. When you work at a law firm, it's this lawyer wants this lawyer wants that. Can I get this by the end of the day? Sorry, I can't do that because Lori wants her stuff done by 4 o'clock. Well, what are you working on for Lori? Doesn't matter. It's Lori's stuff. Well, I'm going to call Lori. This is what happens. I'm going to call her. I'm going to find out what she's working on and see if I can push hers back. And then I'm going to get a call from either Lori and or the other lawyer that says, okay, Olu, you know what? Do Tim's stuff, but as long as you can promise to get mine to me first thing tomorrow morning. So now I have to pivot. I have to put everything I've been working on all day aside, pick up his stuff where he says it's not going to take you more than 20 minutes to do. 2 days later, I'm still doing his stuff, calling you and saying, sorry, I haven't gotten to your stuff. That's our life as a senior clerk, especially corporate. That's our life.
Yeah. And do you feel like maybe you enjoyed it because of the excitement, the adrenaline that it was giving you, or you just were good at it and getting fulfilled from that?
I think a bit of both. I've always been interested in law. If you even look at my TV schedule, a lot of it is law shows. It's Chicago PD. It's Law and Order. It's I just loved law. There was some excitement in it, especially working at the top Toronto law firms, the top Canadian law firms, the national law firms, all of which I worked at. So you were rubbing elbows with extremely powerful, wealthy clients, lawyers from Canada, from the States, Hong Kong. Like it was international, it was North America. I remember working on a deal once and the client was very, very pleased with how we did it. And the lawyer sent an email around thanking everybody by name. He named every lawyer on the file, every law clerk on the file. I'm like, look at my name on there. And then he said, we're all going to go to the beer market after work. We're going to have dinner. And I thought, I'm not going. I just I did liked my job, but I just didn't feel part of that world. Right, the senator so and so from the states, and the politicians from Canada, and I just thought, no, I did a good job. I'm really happy. I was thrilled to see my name on that email. That was good enough for me. And I tried to sneak out, and I got caught. So I was dragged, and I had to go. But I just didn't feel part of that world. I liked doing the work
Yeah.
and rubbing elbows with them from afar, but I didn't feel like sitting in and breaking bread.
Yeah, yeah, that makes sense.
Mhm.
I feel like you are telling like the lady that ran into you at the conference, you are telling my story like
Wow.
verbatim, like burnout,
Mm,
always supporting other people, and then finding your purpose and pursuing it and feeling like you're finally getting somewhere with your life.
mhm.
So I know that there's other people out there feeling the same way. So what would you say to someone who feels like they might be on that edge of, making a change, but they haven't made it yet because they're too scared?
I was the short answer would be I was too scared not to do it. What terrified me more than trying was staying where I was. That was more scary for me. Um, I often say, do it afraid. But I would also say, and I have to keep reiterating that it's not an easy transition. It's not easy to go from 9 to 5, steady paycheck to Lord help me pay my bills. Right? It's not easy. I just know how I feel. I just know that I feel free. And I'm pretty sure you would say the same thing if I said, how do you feel? Like, how do you feel?
Yeah, yeah. Well, it is. I'm in the transition right now where I'm still working a job
Oh,
and doing the Being Awesome Network on the side. And I started it for the same reason I think that you started what you're doing, and that is because I do want to inspire people. I want people to come here, feel inspired,
mhm,
learn, grow, and also support one another. So it's a
mhm.
community, right? And yeah, so yeah, I'm definitely still in the middle of that transition stage. So I'm just eating up every word that you're saying.
I think, yeah, my advice to them also would be, if you have the flexibility and the capability to continue working your regular job while you're starting, putting together your own business, I would suggest that you do that. The way things worked out for me, because I was on stress leave and dealing with insurance companies, which is a whole other stress added on to an already very stressful situation. Um, when they wanted me to do like the fourth or fifth appeal, because it's in the insurance company's best interest for you not to go into that third year, because at that point you're kind of untouchable, and they kind of wait until you come back to work or you go into pension or whatever comes first. And I got tired of doing the appeals, and I was in the process of putting together all the documents for the latest, appeal, and I thought, no, I'm done. I'm not doing this anymore. I'm done. So
Yeah. So you just
here
knew.
I am.
You just
Yeah,
knew it was time.
It
Yeah.
was time. It was time to what I call let go of the rope.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's what I did.
And you're glad you did it because now you
Very,
are, yeah. Yeah.
very
Yeah.
glad I did it. Very glad I did it. I would be very careful again how I would coach somebody how to do this. If I had somebody sitting in front of me right now saying, I can't stand my job, I want to leave my job, it's just not working for me, um, I would coach them differently, because every scenario is different. You kind of have to look at where you are, where you want to go, and how do you plan on getting there, and then you can decide what steps to take.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
Mhm.
that's amazing. I love it. And it's been such a pleasure talking to you and hearing your story. I feel like we could talk for another 30 minutes,
I'm sure we easily could.
but I want to make sure people know how to get in touch with you. So, what is the best way if they want to reach out and get in touch with you?
Um, so all of my social media platforms, it's really easy to find me. They're all my name. Facebook is my name. My website is my name. My email address is my name, info@olumuili.com. My Instagram is my name, and so is my YouTube channel. So it's really, really easy to find me. Send me a message on Messenger through Facebook. Send me an email at info@olumuili.com. Go on my website. If you want to sign up for 30-minute free consultation for my coaching service, you can do that on my website. You can join the YouTube lives or Facebook lives that I do. Again, everything is my name. As a life coach, if you want to reach out to me there, as I said, you can go to my website, olumuili.com. You can go and you can book a 30-minute consultation with me. And that's a free consultation where I just get to know you and get to know what it is that you need, what your goals are, where you are right now, and where do you want to go. So we do that for 30 minutes, and that's for free. And you can do that on the website. Really
Wonderful.
easy to find me. Just type my
Wonderful.
name in.
Yeah, I know. That's
Yeah.
that's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for sharing your story and all of the wonderful things you have going on. So, before we sign off, do you have any closing thoughts you want to leave with the Be Awesome Network?
Yeah, I would say live your authentic life. That's one of the things I'm also passionate about. Be the best version of yourself. And don't wait for others to make you happy. It's not up to anybody else to make you happy but yourself. Not your spouse, not your children, not your family, not your bosses. It starts with you. It starts with you. You be the best version of yourself. Put your mask on first. Take care of yourself first. And then you'll be in a better position to take care of others. But still, always prioritizing your self care.
Love it. Love it. I love it. I think that you would be the perfect ambassador for the Be Awesome Network because that's what we're all about is just being the best you that you can be. And so Thank you so much. And
You're
I'm
welcome.
really honored to have you today. And we're gonna connect. If you guys are listening right now and you want to connect with Olu, please check the comments. We're gonna put everything in the comments on how to connect with her. And like she said, everything's under her name. So super simple.
Super simple.
And yeah, and I just want to remind everyone who's listening right now, whether you're live or on the replay, that you are awesome and that we can be awesome together. And that's really what this is all about. So thanks for
Amen.
joining.
I like that. Goodbye to all.
Yes, thanks guys for joining. We'll see you guys next time. Okay.